Hello guys, and welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're going to be going over my Marincess Paleo-Frog deck profile. I just started building this deck, so it's a little bit rough. I think it'll improve over time. I think this has become kind of like my new BA where I made like 3 profiles. By the end you can see that I became really, adept with the list. The first profile, there was a lot of people who were willing to give suggestions. They're like, hey, you can do this and this and this, and I took some of them, added them in, tested, and we had like a better deck by the end. I think this is going to be the new case. I think I really need help in my row, so give me suggestions for what I should do there. Otherwise, I'll tell you all about my list, go pretty much in depth a good bit. Say what I want more of, what I want less of, if that's the case with certain things. I also have a side deck too, which we could talk about a little bit. But with that being said, trying to keep the video a bit short, let's get right into the profile. We'll start off with the main deck, which most importantly, one of the most powerful cards for the strategy, Marincess Blue Tang. If you don't know, on normal or special, it dumps a Marincess monster. So really good. And if it is used as a link material for a Marincess monster, you can look at the top 3 cards and add any Marincess card from them to your hand. Shuffle the deck after. This can even add itself. It's really cool. Just if you hit any Marincess, cool, you get it for free. I call it the bonus card because this deck already gets so much free resources. Dump just lets you do the combo that gets you in this combo. Let's say you're not like discarding off swap for anything and you're just going to do the combo, you'll still have like your whole board and 6 cards in hand, and the board floats so you can do it again next turn. That's just an insane thing. So this card's really good. Very important to the combo. Can still open it, but is not as advantageous as Blue Tang is Seahorse. So this pretty much, the most important part is if it's in your hand, you can just special summon it to a point of a Marincess monster. You can use that once per turn. There's other effect where you can banish it and special water from your hand, which is pretty good, but almost never comes up, I'll be honest. Usually you're not going to lack like oh, I need this special summon. That effect can't be activated to turn it's sent to a graveyard, so just be careful about that. So yeah, this really good card, lets you do the combo, especially since this says add to hand and link 2 says special from grave. Pretty much for free, gets you to link 3 immediately. And the last Marincess is Pasculus, which will play at 1. This card literally just gets you to the link 4 pretty much. You don't want to open it like compared to other ones, because just this alone does not the combo. It literally can go into Blue Slug and then add it back, and that's about it. Doesn't do much. But it, when you have this or like other card, if you have this stuff, you can go into the link 4, like Blue Tang and Seahorse in hand. Blue Tang can dump the Pasculus. You can add back the Blue Tang and keep the Seahorse in hand, and then you special Seahorse, and then you can pretty much revive Pasculus, which you dumped, then special the Blue Tang for that extra extender. If you have Seahorse and Pasculus, well, any hand with Pasculus, you just normal Pasculus and then summon the target, and you'll have the extra extender at the end of the combo. Pretty simple. I don't think I have to go through the combos. You can figure them out by yourself. I won't really talk too much about it. That's it for the Marincess monster lineup. Now just to the frog package. 3 swap. I'm not going to explain frogs. Someone else can explain them to you. They're pretty simple. This is Dumper. Special summons itself. Pretty cool. Very good. Dupe. This is what you summon off the Toad. If it dies by battle, pretty much, you search. Almost never will you hit the timing of it being like popped or something. It just never works out that way. And also it has to be the attack target if it's the card on the field. That is pretty important. It came up at a regional where a Lunalite player went into Utopia Double and tried to attack a attack position Paleo, and I was like, dude, you can only attack the Dupe Frog. And he lost that game. Ended in a draw by then because of time, which sucked. But you know, this card I think won me that game. I know, crazy. This little frog with 2,000 defense did the craziness to win me that game. But then we got the 2 Rodin Tonin. That's how I do the frog package. We do 3, 3, 2. You can argue about your frog package if you have your own personal one. Just pretty much copy paste for the Marincess frog build. That's probably the best to say. There really isn't too much explaining it otherwise. If you do less dupes or less Ronin, one Ronin, I don't know. You do you. I'm not going to argue about it. That's a whole can of worms. That's it for monsters. One spell, Marincess Paleo-Frog. You only play this because you can just search it. It's pretty much Salmon Gray Sanctuary. It's pretty much that, but for this deck. Which what it does is gives you a lot of attack to your monster. So 200 for just existing and 600 for each monster equipped to it. And you're like, how do you equip monsters? Well, this effect does it for you. You're welcome. It does it for free. So when you link someone to the extra monster zone, which is probably where you want to put your link monster, besides if you know Cyber Dragon matchup, that's the only place you would be like, I don't really want to put it there. You're putting it there every other time. Come on now. Yes, pretty much you can equip up to 3, which is really good, especially since one of them, if sent from anywhere to grave, anywhere, you get to add 1 back. So yeah, that lets you float out on your opponent's turn too, and like it's just when you link it off, if it's equipped and you link off the thing that it's equipped to, you'll get the search. If it gets linked off while it's on the field, you get the search. It's like crazy. Not search, the add back. Very good card. Just because it lets you just keep on looping Coral. 2 traps, 3 wave. This is Impermanence on drugs. When it does get to you, it is absolutely bonkers. So pretty much, if you control a Link 1 Marincess, you can target a card on the field and gain effects till the end of the turn. Pretty much the effective Impermanence. But Impermanence you can activate in hand. We'll get to that. If you have a Link 2, all your monsters, every single one, doesn't have to be Marincess, are unaffected by your opponent's card effects till the end of this turn. And if you have a Link 3, you can activate it from your hand. I know, and making the Link 3 is just a 1-card combo. You get to that immediately, and if you can just get it as the bonus card off the Blue Tang, your opponent's in for a wild ride. This card is so gosh damn good. I just wish it was more, able to get to. But we also play 3 Impermanence for when we don't have the wave, but we still want Impermanence. It makes sense. I did dump the money at the last regional while that was playing combo. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Chill out, get them perms. Good card. Rip your wallet though. 3 Trap Trick, also kind of pricey now. Trap Trick I think is one of the best design cards, and it's really good. You just search a normal trap. You can search wave, you can search Impermanence, you can search any Paleo card. You can search a lot with it. You just have to play multiple copies. And honestly, I think that's very good card design. It makes you not be able to search one-ofs that are like limited. I really like this card. That's what I have to say. And you play it at 3. If you're not playing at 3 in Paleo, I don't know what you're doing. 3 compulsory evacuation device. I had to get secrets. It's a nice card, you know. Bouncing a card, it's like, okay, I can just have the multi-faker summon, but I'll just have it in a trap card. Alright, cool. Very good when your opponent goes in extra deck, you can be like, nope, go back. Go back. Back with you. Can pretty much be chained almost constantly. As long as your opponent has something to bounce, you can bounce it. Or you can bounce your own things. That's also sometimes useful if there's like Mystic Mine. It lets you like get to 0 monsters. So it helps if you randomly hit up a Mystic Mine matchup, or you're side decking Mystic Mine, which I am. So yeah, this card really good. Lost Wind, sometimes it's dead, sometimes it's really good. If you're playing against combo, damn, Lost Wind's going to do you well. If you're not playing against combo, damn, Lost Wind ain't going to do you much. You literally side it out. But, you know, it's pretty much imperm. Again, you don't... It loops itself. Very good in combo match. Dynamicious comes up a good bit. Sometimes it doesn't come up at all. Sometimes you like it the least. Probably the most popular one, but, you know. It's the banish one. You don't have to discard for cost. Pretty cool. 2 Canadia. I only have 2. I know. Crazy, right? I could probably find a common, but I sure don't want to play one. I know, I have a problem. But Book of Moon, I think it's really good against combo. If you're playing Spiral matchup, it's literally Book Master Plan. What are you going to do? You can't link it off. Cool. Next game. If you're playing against Lunalights, what is the one that keeps... It's the bounce one. Yellow Martin. Book of Moon, that one. Cool. They can't play either. If you know the right thing to hit, Kennedy is probably one of the best paleo traps you have. That's my honest opinion. 3 Olenoides. It's what I love to open during the combo decks, of course. I love opening 3 of them against combo. Boy. I have bad luck with this card. Hopefully, you know, it will do me a little bit better in the future. I was considering just like playing Heavy Storm Duster and being like, go big or go home, but you know, I still think, you know, you should play it just because it has the chain. I'm already playing a pretty low count. I don't play Marilla and stuff, because I don't know, dumping Lost Wind's okay so you can set it back, but it's like, or you can just play a trap card that'll do something. I'm sorry. That's my opinion on Marilla. If you want to find room, go ahead. Last card, Judgment, just because 2, so, you know, what are you going to do? Judgment, still really good. I don't have 3 of them in secret, so I'm playing 1. I'm going to test more Judgments, don't worry, I'll buy them. I know everyone's like, you must play 3 Judgments. I know. I'm sorry. That's how it is right now. That is our main deck. I pissed someone off doing that. On to our extra deck. 2 Blue Slugs. I try to play the smallest Marincess package ever. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to boost probably one of them up later. But I definitely think 2 is really good for this. Because you don't want to be adding it back constantly. But, you know, you will probably have to later on. This is important for starting a combo. If it gets disrupted, you're going to need the second one to, you know, play the game. So, like, if you get disrupted with your 1 copy, you're done. But if you're playing 2, you're still good. Like, getting Ghost Ogre sucks. Ghost Belt sucks. So you have to play 2. Sea Angel, if you get ashed, you're just going to try and add it back and then search for the field later. The field isn't something you desperately need, but I think most people look at this as banelings, so they don't ash it, so. There's other things to ash, like if you have to dump, most people will ash there. And sometimes that hurts combo, sometimes that doesn't. 2 Coral, this one, really good. This one, if it's linked off, gets you to add a Marincess card back to your hand. So, this one is the one that you want to keep just equipping and getting it off every turn. just want to get an ad back off this one. And this is the monster reborn one. It can summon all your frogs back too, because they have the correct stats to do so. If your Marincess monster is set up to be revived with this, so don't worry about that. It can also revive this, if you're wondering. This is kind of like a brick, so I'm not even going to explain the effect. But it lets you have your things unaffected when you link off of it because of the field spell. So Marble Rock, so pretty much when you link off you get the ad, and then you can use this effect to add. You get like 2 ads, and that can make you have like 6 cards in hand. Or if you're adding back to the extra deck, it makes sure you can do your combo again. Again, Marble Rock, really good. Gets super beefy if you equip all 3 because you don't have any back row or something. It gets up to 4k plus 500. Nutty. Wonderheart, this is like when you got the nice hand. It's a little bit less attack, only 100 less. Almost doesn't matter. But when you battle something, you can summon one of your equipped monsters. And it floats kind of like Beatrice. And if you sort by battle or opponent's card effect, you can special link 3 or lower from a graveyard. Again, really good. This one's absolute ass, but you know, you play it because when you can link off of it, you make something unaffected, which is actually good. But this card itself is ass. If you summon it to extra monster zone, which does almost never works with your combo, it is Nibiru proof. But like, if you're getting Nibiru, you can't go to link 4 anyways, and you have this useless thing. That you'll still take the damage from the battle of Nibiru. It's like, no, gross. 2-Toad, I'm going to boost it up to 3, don't worry. I was stuck in the regional where I'm like, oh, I have to add back to Toad so I'll be able to use it again. It's not a situation we want to be put into, so just be super careful. I suggest playing 3 Toads. I don't think you get away with 2. And there's no reason. This extra deck isn't too tight. Like, I only want to add back 1 more Marble Rock to the Marincess engine and play 1 more Toad. And I'm already playing like 3 useless cards in my extra deck. This card, this is pretty much the nuts. I almost never go into this one, which I know a lot of people do. I think Trident, really good. It's unaffected by monster effects too. It actually beats, so you can like get rid of 2 things. And when you need to search a Paleo Trap, you have to out that thing somehow, and having a 24 defense doesn't out things. It literally prolongs the inevitable. This, you know, takes care of the inevitable. So I like this one more. But you still play this. It came up once, the stall. I didn't win the game, which I used it. So I think that's pretty representative of how I don't care for it. It's only when you have way too much advantage. I think you can win just by going into this instead. Abyss Dweller, you can technically make it. This is something I'll take out for, like, totally awesome. Unicorn, I'll probably still play this, because, you know, this is somewhat easy to get into by banishing frogs. This one's harder, so I'll probably take this one out. Even though it's such a good card, I think it's still worth it to have the second Marble Rock, so I don't have to worry less about, you know, recycling stuff. But that's it for the extra deck. On to the side deck. 3 Gamma Seal. I think, in theory, it's really good. It didn't come up for me at all during like a 9-round regional, so I don't know if I should take it out or not. Give me a suggestion on that. Dimension Shifter, I really like it for combo this format. I do actually suggest it for stun decks because it's like, okay, don't use Marincess combo if I have it. Just set these. They're not going to get popped, so they won't get banished. And cool, the effect's gone away. When you play with combo, it's like, okay, I can't combo either. So it only works in stun, and I think this is one of the decks that can really prosper from the use of Dimension Shifter. 3 Mystic Mine. This is when you're like, okay, I'm going to lose. This deck plays so well under a Mystic Mine, it's pretty insane. Like, you have compulsory to bounce your stuff. You have Olenoides to like get it off your field. You have Dynamicious to get it off your field, because you know, if your opponent can't out it, you can draw as many cards and make that cost almost negligible. Yeah, really good card, just for stalling. And also when you know, you get through the Tri-Gate, activate this, Spirals can't do anything. Evenly matched, that's the bait to the Tri-Gate to activate Mystic Mine. But honestly, you know, good card, just blow out when going second, so you know, why not play it? And the win more for when you're playing against Sun matchup, just make sure you have more advantage over that player, because that's how the game works. And this deck doesn't play Extravagance, so you'll have less advantage inevitably. This helps you try and negate that, and also, you know, adding back Marincess also gives you the advantage over time, I would say, compared to Extravagance, where you know, you get those 2 cards and you have to waste them. Once you have a Marincess card, it's almost in play for the rest of the game. But yeah, that's it for my deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you liked, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you did enjoy. I also have a Discord server where I post updates about what's happening, give previews to what content I'll be releasing, and make exclusive videos for you guys. So if you have the time, you can go check that out, link in the description. Thank you.